Welcome back to the channel where we explore, learn, and theorize about the Marvel Universe. Today I'll be talking about what happened to the Kraven plot we were supposed to get in Spider-Man 3, who will play MODOK in Ant-Man 3, and Hawkeye Episode 4. Now let's get started. We have some super interesting news which used to be an incredibly popular topic, but died down over the past few months because of all the Spider-Verse/Multiverse talk in Spider-Man No Way Home. Originally, the script and the plan seemed to revolve around Kraven the Hunter, but then it quickly transitioned into what we have now. And according to Tom Holland, Kraven the Hunter was actually Sony's plan B in case all the multiverse stuff ended up not working out. For a long time there was going to be a Kraven movie, and it was going to be the third movie because things weren't working out and all sorts of different stuff. John pitched me this Kraven movie which was actually really cool. I don't want to talk about it just in case that movie ends up happening down the line, and while I don't know how possible this is, the Chameleon already appeared in Spider-Man Far From Home, although at the time, he was merely a bus driver. But given that Venom and Sony's universe have begun to cross over into the MCU, there is a chance for this to get adapted later for Kraven the Hunter 2 or 3. And if Sony decides to bring Numan Acar back to reprise his role as Dimitri Smerdyakov, aka the Chameleon, who we know will be the main villain in the upcoming Kraven solo film, the two could eventually be combined, giving us this idea for Spider-Man 4 or 5, or possibly a Kraven's Last Hunt movie. Next, I don't know how I feel about this, so let me know what you guys think. Anyways, Daniel Richtman stated that Corey Stoll, who played Darren Cross, aka Yellowjacket in Ant-Man, will return as MODOK. And this claim was later backed up by both Geeks World Wide and another scooper, MyTimeToShineHello. A few days ago I covered a report which said that MODOK would appear in Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania, however he wouldn't be played by Jim Carrey. So it seems like Marvel decided to bring Cross back in the role instead. In the comics, MODOK is actually a man named George Tarleton, so this would be a pretty big change. One thing they could do though was have it somehow connect back to Aldrich Killian, who created AIM in the MCU, and maybe have Cross call himself MODOK, but not actually appear as the giant floating head. And instead, Tarleton will fill that spot in later on, once Darren Cross is completely removed from the picture. And lastly, if you haven't watched Hawkeye Episode 4, then click off the video now, as there will be spoilers. Before we start though, it was heavily rumored by multiple sources that Vincent D'Onofrio's Kingpin would debut in either Episode 4 or 5's post-credit scene. If you watched Episode 4 though, you'll of course know that he didn't appear, and MyTimeToShineHello tweeted that originally this was the case. Kingpin was gonna appear, but for some reason, it was removed. However, he will appear in Episodes 5 and 6. Anyways, Episode 4 picks up from where Episode 3 ended, with Jack holding Ronin's sword to Clint's throat. It turns out that both Jack and Eleanor had been in the penthouse. Thankfully though, both Eleanor and Jack are fans of Hawkeye, and after telling them that Clint and Kate are working together, Clint is allowed to leave. Clint then speaks with his wife, who tells him that a Rolex Clint thought had been destroyed was one of the items at the auction and that someone took it. And while we don't know who the watch belonged to, some are saying that it may have belonged to Nick Fury or Clint's wife. While they're talking, Laura speaks fluent German, which may just be something that she picked up during her time living with Hawkeye, but it could also be because like Hawkeye, she was an assassin or an agent that worked for S.H.I.E.L.D., and that's how the two met. It's also worth mentioning that she was the one who mentioned the watch in the first place, saying that while they both thought that it and the Ronin suit had been destroyed, since the Ronin suit clearly hadn't been, it was possible the watch had survived as well. The next few parts aren't too important, but Kate decorates her aunt's apartment, Clint goes to speak with Kazi, and tells them that since he's the only one that has a chance of getting Maya to listen, he should tell her to stop chasing Ronin or she'll die. And Kate is sent to retrieve the trick arrows by Hawkeye because some cops who also happen to be LARPers picked them up. After getting the arrows, Clint and Kate try to get the watch back and end up stumbling into Echo's apartment, where Kate finds out that Maya is keeping tabs on Hawkeye's family. Echo eventually appears and starts fighting Kate, but at the same time, Yelena Belova begins fighting Clint. After a quick scuffle, both Echo and Yelena leave, and after realizing that someone hired a Black Widow, Clint tells Kate that they can no longer work together. And that's where the episode ends. Something that I found interesting though is that in these first 4 episodes, Frothy's Kazi, aka the Clown, hasn't played a very big role. He's just a member of the Tracksuit Mafia that has connections to Maya. However, we have seen that he will wear the clown makeup, so I'm starting to believe that he'll be set up as the villain in either Echo or Hawkeye Season 2 at the end of the show. But let me know what you guys think about all this. Do you think we'll get Kraven's Last Hunt in the MCU? What do you think of Darren Cross becoming MODOK? And did you enjoy Hawkeye Episode 4? If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on post notifications so you will never miss another video. Thanks for watching, and remember to wash your hands and stay safe.